Hey you, yes, you. Are you tired of waiting for the next animated project to be really good and not something like Velma? Look no further. Hollywood is dead. Watch anime instead. The beloved 2D style that you craved for as a child is out there in the east of this little archipelago nation of Japan with a large variety of great, amazing content. Did you love Pirates of the Caribbean? Well, how about Pirates of the Caribbean with magical fruit that grants superpowers? That's right, One Piece. Did you like Top Gun? Well, how about Top Gun in space with giant robots? I'm talking, of course, about Gundam. Do you miss the good quality entertainment of the MCU and possibly the X-Men? Then go watch My Hero Academia for that great superhero feel that you had as a child. Like Lord of the Rings, but don't want to watch Rings of Power? Go and watch. It's hard finding a good example because there's so many European-based fantasy series. Personally, I recommend Black Clover. But it's not just that. We also have amazing creative worlds, such as one filled with ninjas and aliens that create giant-tailed beasts. Or an anime delving into the dark complexity of humanity with giant cannibals that are able to be piloted like Gundams. With such a large variety of animated material from Japan, you will surely find what you need. Because remember, Hollywood is dead. Watch anime instead. If you were like me and grew up in the early 2000s, there was a large plethora of amazing animated content that you were ready to watch once you got out of school. Ben 10, Avatar, Korra, Justice League, Teen Titans, Clone Wars, Codename Kids Next Door, Phineas and Ferb, Kim Possible, Transformers Prime, the list can go on. But as I got older, I noticed a big dip in the quality of some of the animated projects that were coming into the US. And so I just looked back on all the good shows that I watched as a kid and waited for those. But then something called Netflix streaming happened. I found something. Japanese animation. I was blown away. My young mind was amazed at what I saw. Amazing 2D animation, funny jokes, blood, swearing, death, innuendos for shows that are technically rated, at least for some, PG-13. This had more balls than Transformers from Michael Bay. The worlds were incredible and just awe-inspiring. The characters were either likable, funny, or made to be hated, but yet also intrinsically complex. The music was so pleasing to my ears. I started with Fairy Tail, then to Attack on Titan, Seven Deadly Sins, Bleach, and the list kept going on and on and on until I was what it's called now, an otaku. And guess what? I don't care. Why? Because the quality material in the West now sucks. I got tired of waiting for good quality animated material anymore, and I wanted something that was fun, engaging, and taken seriously, at least by the people who made it. I got tired of being told that animation was just for freaking kids. You know what? Screw it. I'd rather be a charmed young kid than I would be a boring adult. Oh, and a little PSA. If you're doing something fantastical in your serious live action show, you're gonna have to CGI animate it anyway, dumbasses. And that's the thing. The storytelling and material in anime is so much better than what we're getting now. You don't have to wait for the next Invincible or Vox Machina or Bluey or maybe even something like Hazbin Hotel. Japan has a large library for you to pick out. Like I said before, there are so many creative worlds and stories for you to pick from. So they're like shonen anime or slice of life, deep horror. How about a show about a boy from the Victorian era with a butler who is secretly a demon? How about a boy raised around feudal Japan who is trying to slay demons? There's just so much you can go for. Where in the West, it's mostly just live action this, remake this, sequel this. No originality. Where in Japan, there's a bunch of originality that the West is lacking. There is a manga based on devils, based on people's fears, with such intricate and twisted forms. It's amazing. That is the good octane shit that the West is missing. Because fuck Velma. I can't recommend this to you enough, and that's how I got into this. I'm glad to be an otaku. I'm glad that there's something out there that's going to be the next story that I can get engaged on. I'm tired of things that could have been greatly animated like Percy Jackson, but instead it got to be a boring live action. There's always a good story out in Japan because, as I've said before, Hollywood is dead. Watch anime instead. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld. I'll see you later, mortals.